Hi everyone, my name is Chris, and welcome to Anime Debate. This week, I'm gonna go back on a promise I made and do yet another Death Note versus episode, which sometimes I wonder if I shouldn't just call Anime Debate versus Death Note, because I do so many shows versus Death Note, but I have to tell you guys that Death Note for years was my favorite anime. If you saw my previous review of Steins Gate before I finished it, you already know that this show, at the halfway point at least, outdid Death Note for me. But now that I've finished Steins Gate, I want to come back and compare the two series that I love the most, Death Note versus Steins Gate. Let's get into it today, guys, on Anime Debate. And as always, let me know down below what you want to see me compare next. So let's get started right away with plot comparison. We're going to go with Death Note first. Death Note is a story of Light Yagami, a boy who finds a notebook. That notebook, if you write someone's name in it, they will die. This leads Light to become a bit, I'll say, crazed with power, and he ultimately decides he wants to rule the world. And he rules the world by getting rid of criminals and bad people little by little. But he also gets rid of people that gets in his way on that journey, and this is his entire exploit. Along the way, you get introduced to things like Shinigami and a girl who also has the ability to see with the Shinigami eyes, and a police department, and a lot of other things. But ultimately, this is a story of Light and his journey with the Death Note and what happens when ultimate power ultimately corrupts. And then we have Steins Gate, which is a completely different plot altogether, which I hope it would, because it's a different anime altogether. Steins Gate is the story of Okabe, a boy, and I guess another boy. This guy is a little bit older. He's college age, post-college age, and he is a self-proclaimed mad scientist. He is an eccentric. He is working on time travel theories and trying to create a time machine, trying to create ways that he can change the world, but through science. He has a lovable cast, and a lovable cast helps him with his exploits. Really, they just all hang out and have a good time together. And this show dwells into time travel and love and what that means and what you would give up to save the one person that you truly love. That battle gets played out in this show in the second half for the most part, but this is ultimately a show about Okabe's his entire exploits and what all this means to him and what he's willing to give up to save the people that matter the most to him. Next, let's get into characters. Now, this is my favorite part because Death Note has a great cast, an amazing cast, if you will, but Steins Gate has one of the best cast of all anime. Every character in this show matters. And I'll just get on this immediately and just say protagonist. Like, Light is fun to watch, Light is intriguing, Light is infuriating. You go on this journey with Light and you get mad at him sometimes. You go on this journey with Light and you feel for him sometimes. You go on this journey with Light and you hate how devilishly clever he is. But Okabe is simply put fun to watch. He's awesome to watch. He just feels like a friend you want to have. It is just amazing. And if I have to pick between the two protagonists, I'm gonna say Okabe every single time, except for the fact that in that second arc, man, he gets almost too emo for me. And I'm like, what happened to the guy that I love? And I think that is actually that is a compliment, because you love the old Okabe so much that this new depressed guy sucks butthole. Next, let's move into animation. The animation between these two is not really comparable because Steins Gate takes an approach that I've seen before in other anime. It doesn't really stand out at all. Let's just be honest about it. It's just kind of there. It's like, meh. You take it or you leave it. They don't do anything new. They don't reinvent the wheel. I do think that in comparison to Death Note definitely stands out more, because Death Note takes time to build element and really dig into the backgrounds and the atmosphere of where you are. The colors are muted on purpose, and you can feel the need for every single reason they make the choices that they make. The points where they show Ryuk up close and they get to that like deep, dark, this is ugly, this is nasty, this is scary. Like, the Shinigami is not meant to be friendly, but he still has a friendly demeanor. Like, they do all this so well. And when they get to the moments when there's like a very dramatic moment and they dig deeper into like even like the crisp color of the apple as Ryuk eats it, or the when you see the apples in the Shinigami world and they're like dirty and shriveled up in every single line of paint that's applied. I mean, that's not real paint, you know what I'm saying, but digital paint that's applied is used to layer like how dark and dank this atmosphere is. Death Note excels in that in a way that I haven't seen in other anime in years. Like, I feel like there is a style that has come about when they translate shonen and manga or anime all the time. Like, they have this same kind of look to it, and while Death Note isn't your typical shonen, it stands out in that crowd. But it also stands out among other anime as well because it stands up over time. Like, the animation is awesome, especially compared to something that is so, let's just say, flat, like Steins Gate. Music. Let's give this one 110% to Death Note because the music in Death Note is freaking awesome. And it creates tension no matter what you're doing. But at the same time, it's also fun. It's weird to say that, but it's fun. I actually used a lot of Death Note music in a video I did about losing my cell phone. And you can go watch that video here if you want to. But I played out the music the way it made me feel as I was putting together the pieces. And I felt like the Death Note music just worked in any situation. Like, I was trying to build up a sense of adventure, so I used the music there. And it was awesome. And everyone always comments in my video, wow, you really used that really well. But the fact is, it had nothing to do with me. The music was done so well that it was versatile. You can use it in almost any situation. When you want to build up any kind of feeling, the Death Note music is just orchestrated to an excellent degree. The music over on Steins Gate is also good, and it does a good job of helping you carry through emotion, but it doesn't pump you up. It doesn't like fill you with any kind of sense of urgency or need the same way that the music in Death Note does. Like, I just felt a deeper connection with every single line, every single note, every single piece that was put together here. I felt like it was something that was made for me. Like, I know that sounds really weird, but I really felt like it was made for me. And I feel like when you can create that personal connection with your audience, then you've done your job and beyond that. So the music in Death Note definitely wins. Give it a listen. You will not regret it. Last but not least, let's just go into the overall breakdown of why I love these two shows, but ultimately, which one is better. So, both of these shows are excellent. They are written excellently. They are executed to almost perfection, but they both have something I call the sophomore slump. They both seem to falter in their second half, and I will just kind of give you a small spoiler here, but I'll say that Death Note doesn't necessarily pay off in the way that you want it to in that second half, whereas Steins Gate definitely delivers. And it's almost painful to say this because Death Note has reigned for years as my favorite anime, and I'll say this though, I did make a strong statement in my previous review of Steins Gate saying it was the perfect anime. I have to take that back. It's not perfect. I kind of hated what was going on in the second half of the series, but it's still my new favorite anime. Like, it still stands out among everything else out there that I've ever seen, including Death Note. And that's not to take anything away from Death Note, but that second half is sloppy. And Light loses his like spark that he had in the beginning, and they switch over the antagonist, and the antagonist kind of sucks. Like, I'll be honest, like I don't like Mello and Nier. I hate them, in fact. Like, I just don't like it. But it's in the same way that I hate that we have to keep repeating again and again the same arc that happened to Okabe, with him feeling sad over and over again. And maybe that's, again, a testament to the series and how well they wrote him, but I just wanted him to be happy. And watching him be sad for so many episodes just was gut-wrenching, and you wanted the show to have fun again. But again, how many shows can you say that you enjoy the main characters so much that you just want them to be happy, you just want to see them shine, you want them to laugh again, you want them to tell their silly jokes, you want them to be crazy, and they won't do it because they're broken? You know, like they were broken because of the events in the series. You are mad at the show for carrying out its plot and its execution so well. That is what Steins Gate does. And again, with the sophomore slump, yeah, it kind of sucks to watch him go through that over and over again, but it's only because of the fact that it felt so repetitious. I felt like I was watching the same episode again and again and again, with small revelations coming here and there, and it was just so difficult to deal with. But with Death Note, it just gets frustrating because you see the build-up, you see where it's going, And then you're like, all right, cool, I like this, I'm still intrigued, I'm still into the story, I'm still following it, but I'm only following it because I followed the first half so hard, and I want to see where this story goes. And then you finally get there, and it's like, oh, that was a letdown because the character that was built up didn't live up to his expectations. L is one of the best characters to ever exist in anime. And I think him and Okabe should have a battle to the death. I want to compare those two characters one day in an anime debate, like who's better, who's the better eccentric, because they're both really fun. And I mention L right now because he is one of the reasons why Death Note still stayed one of my favorite series for so long, is because he was so awesome. You know, like you just love to watch him work. You love to watch him think. But ultimately, L alone could not save it from the fight against freaking Steins Gate, because Steins Gate wins this week's anime debate with excellent writing, excellent storytelling, and characters that make you feel for them, like truly feel for them. Steins Gate wins this week's anime debate. But don't let me be the deciding factor. Don't vote with your thumbs up or your thumbs down. Vote with your words. Let me know down below how you feel about my verdict. And which show do you guys want to see me debate next on Anime Debate? Come back here every single week. We'll have a brand new anime debate along with reasons to love, reasons to hate on this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go watch previous episodes. I have lots of them. And I'll see you guys next time.